just like a broken record, same old songs of accusation play. Like who are you to speak the truth? Just look at all your failures and mistakes. And if they really knew you, there's no way they could love you anyway. Oh, but I will fight the lies with the truth. Oh, keep
Hello, and welcome to the Send Help Podcast, a podcast and a lifeline for moms who are stuck in the trenches of mommyhood, bringing them encouragement through Jesus, laughter, and sisterhood. Hello.
Hey. I was just thinking, I started saying it at the same time as you, and I kind of missed the echo.
Sisterhood.
Sisterhood. Yeah.
Should we just have a shirt that says sisterhood, 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 but it gets smaller?
It fades or something. That could be fun.
All of these shirts. That
We got a lot of
creating.
ideas. Yeah.
We do have ideas. You guys, we have gotten more done
We have.
this
Oh
morning.
my goodness.
In the last 30 minutes
It's true.
than we've gotten done
In a long time.
I think my bet is it's because Kristy's 40.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got to be. That the magic happened.
The 40-year-old moms club.
Yes.
Yep. That's us.
Yeah. Those are the moms that get things done.
Yeah.
Not really. but
No. No.
Every mom gets things done.
We're slower and we're more tired.
We are. Oh my
And
goodness.
here I am still trying to get an infant.
Yeah. It'll happen and it will work.
Okay.
And when I say it will work, I mean you will work.
Okay.
It'll work out for you. You'll be able to handle it.
You're going to be okay, Amanda. You're going to survive. That's what I'm saying. You're going to survive. You may be a gray-haired mommy, but
Yeah.
you're going to survive.
And in the grand scheme of that child's life, the not sleeping through the night is like a blip.
Right.
So, yeah,
Totally.
totally.
Yeah. No,
You can totally handle it.
I mean, Josh still doesn't really sleep through the night. It's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just been 9 years.
Yeah, I slept on the couch last night because of how many kids were in our bed.
It's fine.
There was no room.
No room in the
There was
inn.
no room in the inn. And I slept on the couch.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today, Kristy?
Oh my goodness.
Tell us. What's in your handy dandy notebook?
Okay, so last week I alluded to
Your choose your own adventure book.
choose your
That's what it was that Tim was like. You kept interrupting Kristy with choose your own adventure.
choose.
Tim
you
goes,
must choose wisely.
It's like Kristy kept trying to tell a story and you kept saying, choose your own adventure. I was a little off my rocker last week. I was real tired and real sick. Getting better.
It's fine.
Day by day. These things I pray.
No, I was talking about all of my animal stories last
Yes.
week, and I alluded to a few of them. And I feel like this one is kind of a newer story, and I should tell this story before it gets too old.
Before it gets
too old.
Please tell us.
I mean, Amanda, you were pseudo there with me.
I know, I was. And do you know that Tim called me? Because I called him to ask him if he was in your neighborhood or in your area. Because I was like, you need to go over there right now. Can you go? You have to go shoot something.
Do you have a gun in your truck?
And he was
And
like,
where are you?
Yeah. He was like, I can't go right now. But then like right after Dusty had come home and, you know, y'all had figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away your story. Tim called me and he was like, does Kristy still need me? And I'm like, oh, no, she got it figured out.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay. That's all I needed to know because I'm right here. I'm ready.
mean, he can come check my yard whenever he's in the area if he would like to. just so I can feel safe. Yeah. So, okay. I was on Marco Polo with you pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, it was.
And Tasha, she watched all of them like way after the fact. I'm sure that was a riot.
Oh, gosh.
To sit and watch the whole thing unfold. But okay. So I get home from taking the girls to school.
Yeah.
And I hear the dog barking, which he doesn't. I mean, there are a lot of dogs in the neighborhood that bark. And he barks at the squirrels. He barks at the airplanes when they're flying super low. Mm-hmm. And that's really about it.
He likes to guard his airspace.
He does guard his airspace, and he guards it well.
Yes.
Like he runs,
and that's
when there's an airplane, and that is
Hank doesn't run.
Yeah. He gets up so fast. It's like you can get get up.
Hey, wait a minute.
But so I hear him barking. I'm like, oh, that's weird. He doesn't usually, like, he must have found a squirrel or something. I don't know. He's barking. And, I'm getting Karsten out of the car and trying to get him in the front door. Well, I also hear the chickens. I'm like, well, that's really weird. Like, the chickens are being super noisy and Hank is barking. I should probably go back there.
Yeah.
And just find out what's going on.
Yeah.
We recently moved them from right at the back door to out by the shed. Because we made Hank like a palace back behind our shed. Mm-hmm. We put the kennel panels up like around the shed and like made this whole, like the shed has a backyard.
Wow.
And then like we built his dog house so that it was like the roof of the shed extended and there's this walkway and then there's his dog house. And it's amazing. It really is amazing. And then the whole thing is fenced in with the kennel panels and the gate and all of that. Like it's this amazing area back there.
Yeah.
And it's quite a large area.
Yeah.
So like when we go out of town, we can put him in there and not worry about anything. He can get into the doghouse if it's raining. Like he has not once ever used this thing. He refuses. He will not go. Like he's had a dog bed. Like I spent the big bucks on one when we did this and got him like the really good one, like the oversized one that's like really stuffed really well. Mm-hmm. It's still like in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been in this doghouse and he has not once ever laid on it. And it's been in there for like 3 years and we pulled it out and it's like, it's not even faded from the sun or like, it's ridiculous. So anyway, because he won't ever use that area, we decided, well, we're going to put the chicken coop back there. Mm-hmm. Because free ranging the chickens also means that you have no control over where chicken poop is in your yard. I was like, they can feel like they're free ranging back there.
Yeah.
But they keep finding ways to get out. So we've slowly like added chicken wire into different places. I mean, there were holes that I really didn't think were big enough, but they definitely squeezed through. So I'm thinking one of the chickens has got stuck somewhere and Hank's barking because the chicken is in distress or something. So Hank is barking like to try to get my attention or something to come help the chicken. I don't know. So I go back there and as I'm walking back there, Hank, like I start noticing that he's not just barking. It is not just a bark. It's a deep, like in the throat, like bark. And then I start hearing his growl. Ooh. And I was like, oh no, what am I walking into? Because he's in the shrub that backs up against the kennel, the panel, the whatever you want to call it.
The coop.
The coop. So like, okay, well, whatever it is, I should get the chickens out of the coop. So I open the gate and they run. Like they are running and fleeing for their lives. Like they are like flying at the door, waiting for me to get it open. And the moment I have it open, they are like out the gate. I'm like, oh no, something's inside the coop. Something is in there. Okay, I can do this. And I took y'all with me. Because we were Marco Poloing the whole time. And I don't even remember what the original conversation was about.
I don't know.
But we were Marco Poloing the entire time. So I'm videoing my turn on the Marco Polo, and I'm taking y'all with me. like it's gonna help in some way. I don't know.
It's gonna make you brave.
I know. So like I kind of like creep, which I have to creep anyway because there's a wooden floor that's been there for a few years. So if I step incorrectly, I could kill myself. So I'm stepping very gingerly and trying to find the studs and step on the studs, and I'm inching my way across to the back of the shed so that I'm trying to like creep up on my microphone for some reason right now, like I'm creeping up on the shed. So I'm creeping up on the back of the shed and I peer around and Hank has cornered a possum.
Oh my gosh. And it was so big.
It was huge. It was the size of a raccoon. It legitimately was. It was
bigger
huge.
than my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was huge. So I noticed that.
And she's a 13-pound chihuahua. Actually, she's a 14-pound chihuahua. She may have lost weight. She's on a diet food, but yeah.
Could go either way.
She's
1 pound. It's not that.
14-pound chihuahua.
Yeah. When you're talking about a possum, though, 13 or 14 is really not that big of a difference.
No, but
when you're talking about a dieting chihuahua, it's huge, Dixie. Good job.
Yes. So it's a big deal. She's svelte. She's withering away. I tell her that all the time.
Aww.
I'm like, look how skinny you are today.
Yeah, at 14 pounds.
You are really losing weight. I see it in your face.
Oh,
I think I feel bones.
Matt talking your chihuahua. So I see the possum, and it's not just sitting there looking like a cute possum. It's not.
No.
It occurs to me that part of the growl that I hear is coming from the possum. Its teeth are barred. It's hissing. It's growling. And the possum and Hank are almost nose to nose. And it's kind of one of those, who will jump first?
Oh, gosh.
So I start thinking.
I didn't realize that Hank was that close to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. So I, of course, because this is how my mind works, I don't have the time or the energy for him to have a vet stay.
No.
I don't have time today. We were supposed to record.
Yeah.
I still had to take Carson to school.
That's what the original Marco Polo was about, because you were trying to get Carson to school and you were trying to get here.
Yes.
And you're like, guys, this is what's going on
right now. I'm like, I don't have time to take Hank to the vet. Also, I can't lift him into the car.
No.
He's huge. I cannot physically lift him into the car, and he's old and has the large dog old hips, so he can't jump into the car.
Carson hadn't even had breakfast
Carson hadn't eaten breakfast, and Carson's like over playing on the swing set, and I'm like, oh, you stay over there. I'm like, I don't have time today to go get him stitched up because he got into a fight with a possum.
No.
Let alone like, okay, well, let's get him checked for rabies because I'm pretty sure I missed that date.
Oh, gosh.
So like all these things are going through my mind. I'm also trying to get the chickens away from the area.
Yeah.
So because a possum will eat the eggs and it will eat baby chicks. And if it is desperate enough, it will kill the chicken.
Yeah.
Like it will kill a full grown hen.
Yeah.
It will. So I'm like, all these things are going through my head. I'm like, I gotta get this possum out of my yard. The chickens are at my feet. My chickens follow me everywhere.
Tell us the chickens' names.
Everywhere. There is Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
There is Chickadee
Yes.
and Cuckoo Loca.
And Jasmine really likes you.
She does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're right under my feet. I actually stepped on 2 of them yesterday, and it scared Annabelle because the sound that came out of the chicken upon being stepped on was not good. And she was like, what is happening? I'm like, well, they're right under me and I stepped on her. Mommy, you didn't even apologize. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
You didn't even
Get out from under my feet. Anyway, I'm trying to get the chickens
Yeah.
away from the area.
Yeah.
So I have to carry the bag of, did you know that chickens have treats? You can get treats for your chicken.
I didn't.
Anyway, it's really just mealworms. But so I'm carrying the bag, which was empty, but I've got the bag and they know what it looks like. So they follow me and I just throw the bag down over by the house. I'm like, they'll at least peck around at the bag for a while. And I'm telling Hank, which we have not worked on this command since he was in puppy kindergarten.
Oh my gosh. Which has been forever.
Yeah. I think he's like 11 or 12. So in puppy kindergarten, you like technically cannot be over the age of 1.
Mm-hmm.
And he was right there at the cutoff. Like we almost didn't make it into puppy kindergarten. Because he barely was not too old. So the whole leave it. Like we have not worked on that command since puppy kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like yelling, I'm like, Hank, leave it. And he did. Like he backed away.
He leaved it.
He leaved it. But he kept like going back to it because it's still hissing and growling. Like the possum's not backing
and
down.
Now he has to protect you.
Now he has to protect me. Like the chickens are taken care of, but now he has to protect me. So he's still like all up on this possum. I'm like, how about you just move to the other side of it so it's not cornered and then maybe it'll leave. Maybe. Come on, Hank. Did you think about that? Did you think about maybe chasing it out of the yard instead of cornering it somewhere? Let's be smart, Hank. No. So he's left it. But at this point, when I work my way back over there, he's pacing the fence. He's pacing the fence line. I'm like, oh, yes. There's holes all in our back fence that have been very poorly patched. Our gate, because for some reason, our house, I don't know if any other houses in the neighborhood have this, but our house has a gate that goes into the creek that runs behind the houses, which is missing a few panels. So I strategically placed a piece of plywood over the gate to just block the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that the possum has left the yard and gone back through a hole because Hank is like going up and down the fence, sniffing and barking. Like, yes, it's on the other side of the fence. I get a shovel out of the shed just in case. And I go over and I'm like banging on the fence along the bottom of the fence in a few places. Like, yeah, get scared and run away. Go away, possum. Shoo. Because I also texted Dusty and he was like, you should just, like get a stick and sell it to Shoo and it should run away. I'm like, shoo, possum. Shoo. Get away from my house. No. Because I'm Marco Poloing.
Yeah, this possum is not going.
So
no.
And I don't know I don't know if I was Marco Poloing the first time that it happened or if I just went back to show y'all. But I've got the shovel. I probably went back and showed you because I wouldn't be able to hold the shovel and Marco Polo at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm banging on the fence and it's like, shoo, possum, shoo. And when I get to the plywood, the board that's leaned against the gate, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a huge hole right there. It had to have gone through. And I turn and I look towards the ground in between the fence and the plywood. And I immediately scream and jump back about 3 feet because the thing's got its teeth snarling at me and it is deep throat growling at me.
What does a possum growl sound like?
It sounded like a large cat growl.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it wasn't like a kitty cat growl. It was like a cougar mountain lion growl or something. Like, it equaled Hank's deep throat growl.
Wow.
Scared the bejesus out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped back and I Marco Polo y'all again, and I used the camera while I'm Marco Poloing to like, is it still? It's still there. It's still there. Hey, y'all see that? Oh, thank y'all. Y'all are going to go ahead of me and see if it's safe. So I'm like holding the camera out as far as I can reach while I'm standing a safe distance back so that I can't be lunged upon. It's still there. So I get the shovel, right? Because I'm just supposed to be able to shoo it away with the stick or something, right? So I get the shovel and I'm banging it like in between the fence and the piece of plywood saying, go, go, go. It held its ground.
Oh, gosh.
It held its ground. Every time I would like shove and poke with the shovel, it would hiss at me. And then when the shovel, like when I brought the shovel back towards me to poke again, it would growl. So like while it's being poked, it's hissing.
Dude.
And then while I'm just standing there, it's growling.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay. So I start Googling possums,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, okay, let's talk about possums. What do they do?
Yeah.
I always thought that, they would play dead, right? So, okay. And I had heard that they don't carry rabies.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I'm thinking in my mind at the moment.
not
So
at
like
all.
as I'm Googling the possum, like it comes up like possums don't carry rabies. Their body temperature is too low. I'm like, oh yeah, I heard that somewhere before and I was shocked. And they're supposed to be really good for like catching rats and catching mice and like all of these things. They're supposed to keep other things away from your house because of what they eat, and they don't carry rabies, so they're not harmful to you or your other animals. Like, yeah, until those teeth come out.
Right.
So they will show their teeth and they will hiss. But if they are provoked even further, they're supposed to just play dead. Like the hissing and the teeth is all a show.
Right.
And they're supposed to just play dead.
Yeah, but this guy wasn't.
This guy was not doing that.
He was not. So
He was not
He didn't really feel threatened.
doing that.
I feel like he didn't feel threatened.
No,
No.
he did not feel threatened by my shovel
No.
or by my large dog.
Which is sad.
If there is an exception to the rabies rule in possums, it was this guy. I also read they don't like the smell of garlic. I'm like, so they're vampires. I mean, his teeth definitely looked very vampire-ish.
It's true.
They're pointy.
And yellow.
They are mean-looking teeth.
Yes.
They're not like the cute little, like
No.
hamster's got the 2 big front teeth, and that's
No.
really the only teeth I think it has. But no, they're like fang teeth, every single one of them,
Yeah.
and sharp looking.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like the smell of garlic. Case in point, it's a vampire.
I agree. I would be inclined to agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all, I had to call Dusty to come home and shoot it. He shot it with a BB gun. Nothing happened. Vampire possum.
That's hilarious.
Nothing happened. He had to open the gate and literally shove it out the gate with the shovel. It was not going anywhere. It wasn't moving.
Was he just hissing at you the whole time?
Yes. Yeah.
Dude.
And like famous words of my husband. That really is big.
At least you were vindicated, right?
Every single time I'm like, there's a varmint. I don't want to go into too many details because I have so many animal stories. I don't want to mess any of them up later in future.
There's a
Future podcast. There's a varmint and it's huge. Oh no, it can't be that big. Yes.
It's
Yes,
big,
it is.
I
And
promise.
I've been right every single time. Like there's a really big possum and it's scaring me and I'm trying really hard to be brave because everything says that they're scared of everything and it will go away or play dead. So I'm trying to hold on to that truth and do this on my own. You have to come home now. And I still hadn't even gotten Carson to school.
No.
Or packed his lunch.
no.
Or probably even like gotten him dressed or brushed his teeth. And he's just over like on the swings and going down the slide.
No,
and,
he was still in his PJs at
Yeah.
that point. I can guarantee you.
oh my goodness. I even said at one point on the, I was like, I could go get the BB gun. I could, but I would have to lay down in the shrubs
Yeah,
to
you'd
get
have to
the
get
vantage
face
point.
to face with this thing.
Yeah, I would have to be laying down and then I could just see it coming straight at me, like running after me with fangs showing, Or if I don't lay on the ground to get to, be able to shoot it in between this like 4-inch space that it's in between the fence and the piece of plywood, someone's got, like, I've got to be in a spot and then someone's got to move the piece of plywood.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember saying, no, Carson's only 3. I can't put this on him.
You said it on the Marco Polo.
Yes.
You said, Carson can't help. He's too young. Like it legitimately went through your mind of
It did. Carson is the
Can
only
Carson?
one home.
No,
Can he?
Carson can't help.
No, he probably wouldn't even be able to move the piece of plywood. It would fall on top of him, and then I'd have a whole other issue.
Yeah, this is not a viable option.
No. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Hank. No. Who am I married to? Dusty.
Yes, Dusty.
Not Hank.
Dusty. Mm-hmm.
Hank has been very faithful, stayed by my side for longer than Dusty has.
Yes.
Even though he did leave me for Dusty as soon as I married Dusty.
This is true.
But anyway, Dusty came home. He handled the problem and then was like, man, that thing was really big. Like it was like the size of a raccoon. I'm like, yeah, it was. But I came back outside at one point and Dusty was like, had climbed up on the fence and was looking behind the fence. I was like, it left the yard, didn't it? You come home and it leaves and you don't even believe me that it was here. And he was like, no, I had to like forcibly remove it from the yard. Even after shooting it with the BB gun, like the BB gun did not phase it at all in any way.
No.
But it also has not been back. So, and I know that because we were low on eggs for a few days and now we're not. So it hasn't been back.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't want to leave.
Oh, yeah. He didn't want to leave because he was getting his belly full.
No. I
Yeah.
am set up here.
He's like, y'all been out of town for a whole week and I've been feasting on these eggs for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just let
No.
go.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. I found myself a gold mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe it was too stressful for him that day and he's just decided he's not coming back. Maybe, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Or maybe it was a she and she's trying to feed her babies. There were no babies on her back. So isn't
She's just a mama.
Is that just the way, like they're always on the back?
Maybe-
she
maybe
never
she
leaves
was
them
pregnant.
anywhere. I don't know. Maybe she was pregnant
She
and
might have been
hangry.
pregnant.
She was pregnant and hangry.
That's all it was. Let's make a narrative for her.
Right?
She was just really hungry.
Yeah.
She was hangry. She was pregnant.
All
She was
those little
just-
possums inside were
she had
just kicking her
finally
kicking her in
found
the kidney.
a fast food
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
that was open for business
Right?
24 hours a day.
You just walk right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were trying to make her leave.
Yeah.
No wonder she was mad.
That possum did not like me.
Mm-mm.
And I'm pretty sure that it was to the point that it was either going to be me or the possum, and we would have come into physical contact with each other.
Who is this crazy lady
Right?
trying to kick me out of my place? This
Right.
is my place. I don't know her. She's been gone. Well, who is this?
Who's this?
Who is this?
No one's been in this backyard in a year.
This is my house.
We don't go in the yard as much as we should. This yard's been empty. Who are these people? Oh my goodness. It was terrifying. It was stressful. And I can still see the teeth of the possum. When I close my eyes, I can still see it. And that growl. Oh my goodness. Oh.
The sounds of the wild, wild white settlement. I mean,
I live in the city, y'all.
you live in the city in a very busy, populated
Yes.
neighborhood.
People are out all the time with cars and walking and bikes and bicycles.
So many
and
bicycles.
So many bicycles.
Backpacks.
People walk in the creek.
Like drug deals. Like it's just,
Possum never bothered them.
She's just trying to find a safe place for
She
her
is.
baby.
She is. There's all this fresh hay and bedding in this little box right here. And there's food. It's the perfect place.
There are city chickens. I found the chicken.
There is no room at the inn, little possum. Oh my goodness. It was quite the ordeal. It really did take me a while to come down from that.
You live in the urban Serengeti.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Like, I've heard lions roar, but you've heard possums
Yeah.
roar.
We had a bat one time. I opened the umbrella on the table and a bat flew out at my face. It's not supposed to happen.
No. It's not.
No. Those teeth. I really can still see those teeth when I close my eyes. It's fine.
It's really funny.
Totally fine.
I'm going to go back and look at the Marco Polo again.
It wasn't showing its teeth in that picture. I don't know if it
No,
was
but it
like
was
in the Marco Polo
huge.
at all, but I took a screenshot of it to send to Dusty, and it was just sitting there looking like a possum that was about to be attacked by a dog. I showed it to the kids and like, oh, it's so cute. No,
No, it wasn't.
no, it wasn't.
It was not cute.
But the whole thing was a farce, I feel like. Because they're supposed to be fraidy cats.
Mm-hmm. They're not. They're like,
This one wasn't.
you're going to catch these hands.
I'm about to fall out of my chair.
Are you seeing the possum say that to you right now?
Like waving the hands around.
Taking off her earrings. She's like, I'm not going down. She's got Wanda Sykes' voice. You know? Oh, gosh.
Oh, y'all, I almost fell out of my chair. Oh, my goodness. Oh, okay. Whew. Okay. I'm better now. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. My brain just definitely went to a place when you said that, and it was It was too much for me to find the self-control to come back from it. Oh, man. Okay. Vampire possum. If the possum had been sparkling in the sunlight, then I would have known for sure. It's funny. I saw a meme the other day that Robert Pattinson has spent the last like 12 years preparing for his role as the depressed and brooding Batman by being the vampire in Twilight.
It took him this long to turn into a bat.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Anyway, okay. We should. I'm gonna stop. I just need a minute.
She's got to
to
get the
regain
voice.
my composure.
She's got to get that voice out of her head right
Oh
now.
my goodness. Oh. So, I mean, this was not a far cry for me to go from thinking about a possum that is supposed to be super skittish and play dead
Right.
when approached, as opposed to what it was putting off
Right.
to me.
Not that.
Not that. To what the enemy is supposed to be to us as followers of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really wasn't that far-fetched. It almost like went hand in hand to me, like in the moment, looking at his teeth, like, get thee behind me, Satan. You're supposed to play dead. You're not. I'm taking my eyes off of Jesus. I'm losing sight of the truth. And I'm falling for his antics. It was a super easy correlation for me there. But it really did. Like, I did spend not a lot of time after that, but a little bit of time after that thinking about, wow, that really is what it's like when we're facing something and we know the truth. We know the truth of God's word.
Mm-hmm.
We know the battle's already been won.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we're supposed to keep our eyes focused on God. But the enemy is just grinning and showing his teeth.
Yeah.
And it's real easy to get caught up on that, staring you in the face, and forget the truth that, no, because if I come at you, you're just going to play dead.
Yeah.
And the possum didn't play dead, but in any way,
No.
shape, or form.
No. Not at
No.
all.
But our actual enemy, not the one that I didn't want to have a huge possum bite on my face.
No.
Like, in that moment, I was really worried that it was either going to like grab onto my wrist when the shovel came at it, or it was just going to lunge out at me and go for the face. Like, I really did. And then, like, I don't know. There's a movie that someone's like got the thing on it and he's like wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes. Was it The Great Outdoors?
I don't know. But
There have
that's
been a
what
lot
kept
of
going
movies.
and kept going in my mind that was going to end up happening with me and this
What
possum.
is it? Furry Vengeance?
I don't.
Brendan Fraser's last movie that he did.
I've never heard of it.
It's a fun movie. It's a fun kid movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, there are
Anyway.
a lot. There are a lot.
There
I see
are.
what
That's
you're-
happened
yeah.
a lot, but
Yes.
yeah.
It's
in
a
my
go-to
mind,
when
that
it
was
comes
what was
to-
happening.
yeah.
That's what it was leading to.
Mm-hmm.
If I kept trying to encounter this possum.
Oh, you know what? Failure to launch. The squirrel
Yeah.
to the face.
Yeah.
Nose, on the nose, and he couldn't get it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bradley Cooper couldn't get it off his
Yes.
nose. Yeah. And he's like one with all the nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the exact moment that I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Movie, whatever.
Yeah.
Moment, movie. Yeah. Anyway.
I know. It doesn't matter. None of that mattered at all.
No.
But I had to figure it out.
Me too.
Couldn't let it
Apparently,
go.
I can't let those
Dog
things go.
with a bone. Yeah.
But that's what I was seeing. I was really scared that if I kept trying to poke it with a shovel, that it was going to be that kind of situation where it's like attached to my face and I can't let it go and can't get it off of me. And I was scared.
Yeah.
I really was.
It's a valid fear, I would say.
But there are a few Post-its on my mirror that have been on my mirror for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't change the things on my mirror very often because I feel like it takes a while for them to like sink in and be a part of me, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
become,
either. Yeah.
you know, whatever. So a couple of the things that are on my mirror, which I took a picture of one of them so that I didn't have to look it up. But I feel like it's not, I don't have a life verse. This would be one of
Yeah.
my life verses, but not like the main
Yeah.
one, I feel like. But anyway, and I've probably used it before because I feel like it's accurate. But it's Mark 4:24. Be careful what you're hearing. The measure of thought and study you give to the truth you hear will be the measure of virtue and knowledge that comes back to you. I was given a lot of measure to those possum's teeth.
Yeah. You still are.
I still am. I still am. I was not giving any measure at all to he'll play dead. He'll play dead. If I keep going, he will play dead. No. I was giving absolutely no measure to that at all whatsoever. I was giving all my full measure to his teeth.
Yeah.
Because that was what was staring me in my face. And then I heard a quote one time, and I have no idea who it was from, where it came from, what I was listening to. I have no idea because it's been on my mirror for a real long time. But it says, what you believe, your faith, what you believe extinguishes every fiery dart of the enemy. So we do have the power to extinguish those darts that are being thrown at us. But what we believe has to line up with the truth or that won't happen.
Amen.
Because my faith in what I believed in that moment was not extinguishing the fear of those teeth at all in any way.
No.
In any way.
No.
And it's hard. It's hard, y'all. Like we talked about my child who has anxiety and fears. And when we were getting ready to go on our trip, I was anticipating the flight.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. We were praying so hard over that flight.
We were praying over the flight. I had the headphones. We had the tablet, you know, the TV screen with the movie playing.
Yes.
With the other kind of headphones, like
Yes.
already plugged into it.
Yes.
I had done all of the things to set the child up for success. Right? I still did not believe that it was going to go well.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
I focused on those teeth.
Bracing for impact.
Bracing for impact, waiting for every noise that the plane made to grow the anxious nervousness inside of the child, and that it would just compound and build through every sound, every motion until we actually took off and the pressure pins them back against the chair And I fully was preparing myself for the screaming.
How many times did you live that through in your mind?
Oh, countless.
Yeah.
Countless.
Like you're giving me full detail of this is what is moment by moment.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen.
I looked up videos on YouTube of inside the plane during takeoff.
Yeah.
And showed them to all of my kids.
Yeah.
So that like pictures of people walking, not pictures, but videos on YouTube of people walking through the airport, getting on the plane, going through the tunnel to get onto the plane. And then videos of like out the window at the wing. Because, the wing moves and you can hear the hydraulics of it. And noises make my child nervous.
Yeah.
Especially if you can't identify what the noise is and where it's coming from. I played it out in my mind over and over and over and over. And this is an excellent example that God will show up for my child despite what I believe.
Yes.
Because that's where I was in my mind.
Yeah.
I was staring at those possum's teeth.
Yeah.
And waiting for it to lunge at me and grab hold of my face.
Like, well, look at what God did.
None of the things happened. They were all so excited to be on the plane. None of it scared them. We're moving. But it was like an excited, we're finally getting somewhere. We're moving. And not we're moving. What is the plane doing? Like it was so complete opposite of what I had played out over and over and over and over in my mind.
That's so good.
Like I knew, okay, yes, God, you can calm the fear and you can make this go so smoothly. Mm-hmm. But what I actually believed to be true in that moment, I was waiting for the absolute worst scenario to play out. Like I took that possum and stared it down in its face and saw nothing but the teeth.
Yep.
When really, it's sitting there playing dead and I can just kick it out my gate. It was ridiculous. And I felt so badly, like on the plane. I'm like, God, like you totally showed up. And I like, why did I not even expect you to? Why did I not think that you would do this for me? Because you're not doing it for me. You're doing it for the kid. Like this child is their own being that you love. So even if you're not going to do it for me, why would I think that you wouldn't do it for them?
But why wouldn't he do it for you?
Why wouldn't he? Yeah. Why wouldn't he do it for me? But I didn't expect him to do it for either one of us. I expected it to be a very horrible experience that ended up be like, they all want to take a plane everywhere we go from now on. Like, well, sorry to inform you that it was actually very stressful for me. Traveling with y'all in general is very stressful. Let's limit ourselves. I spent some time on the plane. Like, I'm sorry, God, I really didn't expect this to go well. I really did. I let the fear and anxiety that I had over the situation affect my belief in what God was going to do for us. And that quote is so true. Mm-hmm. If there had been a problem, I would not have been able to calm the situation and fix it because I was already in a place of anxiety over it myself.
Yeah. I love that this trip, he didn't just show up a little bit.
Right.
It wasn't just the plane ride that he showed up for.
Right.
That
it was over and over on so many things.
Like you even were able to get coffee.
Yeah.
You had to go across the tarmac.
Yeah.
You didn't know where you were going. You ended up in the right place. Yeah. You had a layover at LAX. You got there right in time. You got coffee. Like, I mean, These things don't happen.
Right.
Especially not when you're carrying 3 kids who had never flown before.
Right.
You didn't have a plan when you got to Wyoming, what
I
you were going
know.
to do. You showed up. You're like, hey, that looks like there's a thing over there.
Yeah.
That might be cool. Let's go check it out.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, this is a great place. Oh my gosh. We couldn't have planned this better.
Right.
There's totally God just showing up and showing up and showing up. And then you guys all had tears in your eyes when you had to leave.
I know.
Not because it was stressful, but because you didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Tell me he won't do it.
I know. Isaiah 26:3 says, you will keep the mind that is dependent on you in perfect peace, for it is trusting in you.
Mm-hmm.
That spoke to me. That verse seriously spoke to me. Like, if I am depending and trusting in him, whatever the circumstance, he will keep my mind in perfect peace.
Yeah.
If I had have been trusting in him and depending on him to come through on the plane, I would have been at perfect peace
Yeah.
during that flight.
Yeah.
And how many other things could we apply that to?
Oh my gosh.
Right? So many other things.
So many.
There's so many crazy things that we could be in complete turmoil over. But because we trust him, and I mean, there are other areas that it's totally easy to trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Completely easy to trust him and see, oh, well, this obviously happened because this is what he's working out. Like, I can see those pieces already. Like, this is what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to fall into place because he works those things out. And his plan is greater than mine. There's so many areas where it's really easy to just have peace over it. But there are a lot of areas that we should be in complete, like, things have been completely blown up and turned upside down. And we should be looking at those possum's teeth and fearing for our faces. But instead, we can see it for what it is. And our shield of faith can extinguish those fiery darts that are coming at us. Because we believe wholeheartedly. Psalm 57:7 says, my heart is confident in you, O God. Like, that's an obvious psalm of praise. Mm-hmm. You've got to be in a good place to just be singing, oh, my heart is confident in you. Oh my God.
Let me just I'm going to give a teeny tiny example. Yesterday. So I think that I may have actually cut it out of last week's podcast when I was talking about our car. So we have been in a journey of completely trusting the Lord with finances, with providing for us. Yes, Tim has a great job. But God has miraculously, like, our income has gone up in a way that can only be described as all God. Like, I don't want to talk about it in a way. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm bragging. I'm just like, God is amazing, and I am baffled because it doesn't make sense how we've jumped up, because I'm like, nothing's really changed. Why are we in this house?
Right.
We can't afford this house. Like, I'm like, how can we afford this house? But we can't afford it's just like this. That's what I'm saying is, God has done it.
Right.
We did not do anything to earn it.
Right.
It's been all God. I I love a person who is dedicated to hard work, and I will do whatever the Lord asks us to do. But it has been a walk of total obedience. And we've walked in whatever favor God has put in our place. We've just tried to take steps of faith into the faith. Like, okay, Lord, if you're putting favor out, we're going to take a step.
We're going to step into
you
it.
You said step, we're going to step. We're just going to do it. So we just had to do a ton of work to the van because our registration was out and we needed to get a new sticker, and we had to get the inspection done, and it wasn't going to pass inspection. And it ended up costing $1,700. Now, that in itself is a miracle that it didn't make us miss a mortgage payment. It didn't, it didn't kill us. Okay. It is miraculous that it was there. We had it, we could do it. And that in itself is a miracle to me. Right. And I'm always looking at the teeth, always. And Tim, through this experience, which he is never this guy, which is crazy because it's always me going, God's got it. He's going to do something. He's going to have to do something. He's going to have to, because we're doing what he says. And, he's got to know about this, right? And Tim's usually the one that's like, I don't know what we're going to do. You know what I mean? But through this, since we bought this house, I'm the one that's going, what are we going to do? And Tim's like, God's got this. So he's like, why do you keep thinking that we can't afford this? And I'm like, because we can't. It's not like we have this in savings. Like, oh yeah, for sure. Let's just spend this. Just throw it at it. But we had it, and we paid it, and you had to. It's not like you can choose to not pay it. But the fact that we had it was a miracle to me. And we still can pay the mortgage, and we can still get gas, and we can still get groceries. Yeah. And this amazes me. Anyway, we just did that. We just got the registration stickers 2 days ago.
Oh,
all right. Yesterday, Tim had actually taken off because he was supposed to go to North Carolina for his brother's wedding. And, that we were not able to do that because of the car, because of how much it cost. And thank goodness, the Lord told Tim not to buy the ticket before we knew anything about the car. And he was like, okay, but he didn't ever go back to he still had the days off.
Right.
And he forgot that he had yesterday off, because he forgot that he had taken Monday off too, because he was going to get home on Sunday night, and he wanted to make sure that he wasn't exhausted.
Right.
So it was a total surprise. He texted me and he was like, hey, do you want to go shooting? And I was like, what? How? I was like, why are you off work? So in my head, I immediately went, did you get fired?
Right.
He's like, no, I'm at home. I'm like, why?
Why are you at home?
I know. Anyway, we did not go shooting because I didn't feel good. And I thought, because my head was I was real dizzy. And I thought that the cacophony of the shooting range would do me in. And so we went to go get Josh. We had been remarking about how since we got this, we had, a part of what we had to get done on the van was they had a recall on the fuel tank because there's a leak. And it has smelled like, your grandpa's old boat for years. And I was like, it's fuel. We're going to blow up any minute, and our gas tank would just empty. It would just plummet. And it was like we were just throwing away money. And so since we got it fixed, I was like, oh my gosh, our like mileage is amazing. Like since, cause it's like the needle wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Wasn't moving. And then it was just like, wow, I can't wait to see how much we actually get out of this tank. Anyway, some foreshadowing. Yesterday, Tim brought me home and he was going to go to all these things. He was going to go to the range. I was going to take Josh to piano lessons and he was going to go to the range. Instead, I wasn't feeling great. So he was like, I'll take Josh to piano lessons. You stay home. So one of us was home. He texts me. He's like, hey, first of all, where's my phone? And it was in my purse. So he's on his watch. He's like, the engine just died.
Oh,
We're on the side of the road.
no.
He's like, it's as if there's no fuel getting to the engine. We had a quarter of a tank of gas. That's what it showed. It showed a full quarter of a tank, like
Right.
a good quarter of a tank. And he was just like, I don't know what to do. And I'm immediately he's going, I don't know what to do. Like we just spent all this money, and he's like,
Right.
and it's rush hour traffic.
And something's already broken again.
Yeah. And I immediately am like, well, God, okay. Okay. And I was like, am I allowed to move your van? Because his work van, no one is allowed to drive but him. He could lose his job, if I had to drive it,
Right.
and it's blocking the car, like fully blocking it. Like I cannot get out of the driveway without it. He's like, I guess we don't have a choice. So I had to move his work truck. And I go out of the garage door. First of all, the garage door doesn't work. And I go, in the name of Jesus, I rebuke all of this mechanical crap. Like this, no.
Yes.
I was like, no. I was like, fix it, Jesus. This is ridiculous.
Put your teeth away.
I was like, this is not. So I was like, this is spiritual. That's what this is. First of all, this is spiritual.
You're like, I ain't putting up with no vampire possums.
No. So I am moving the work truck. I'm getting out of the car. I'm getting in the car and I'm just like driving. And immediately I'm like, this is a gas problem. I was like, is there gas in it? And Tim's like, he's texting me. And I just called him on his watch. And I'm like, is there gas in it? And he was like, well, yeah, it's a quarter of a tank. And I was like, no. Do you think it's a gas issue? Did they do something to the gauge? They replaced the whole fuel tank. He was like, you know what? We should try. I was like, we should put gas in it. Let's put gas in it and see. And he was like, yeah, because it's turning over hard. And I was like, okay. You said that it seemed like gas just wasn't getting to the engine. That's the first thing that you said. So I was like, let's go try and put gas in it and see before we call a tow truck or anything.
Right.
Because had he had his phone, because he was real mad that I had taken his phone, he had plugged it in and he was just going to leave it in the car. And I had unplugged it and took it inside. And he was real mad that I had his phone because he was going to call Ernie's and he was going to have them come and tow it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so glad that you didn't.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we put gas in it and it started right up.
There you go.
So he took it to the dealership and he's like, and I am believing that they're going to fix this and we're not going to have to pay any money. And I'm believing that that's exactly what it is, that they didn't calibrate the gauge after they replaced the thing.
I could get into a whole lot of trouble if mine was not accurate.
Right? But Tim was like, he was like, I should have put gas in it earlier. I should have put gas. I was like, Tim, no. If you had put fuel, think about this.
You wouldn't have known that it was a problem.
If you had put gas in it earlier, it would have been me on a day you were working and I would have been
taking
stranded
Josh to school or going
on the
to
side of
work.
the road.
Yeah.
My parents would have had to have been involved. Like there would have
Yeah.
been a lot of other moving parts and we would have not come to this conclusion. If we had gone shooting, we wouldn't have been able to get Josh because this
Right.
would have happened then.
Right.
We would have been together and one of us wouldn't have been able to come and get the other.
Yep.
If you had gone shooting and not offered to take Josh to piano, once again, you'd be in range
Yeah.
and Josh and I would be stranded on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So many things could have happened, but God had it happen just like this. Because he knew the schemes of the enemy.
Yes.
Sure, this was a mechanical thing, but God was not surprised by it.
No, he's never surprised by it.
He knew it was going to happen, and he set us up for success. Like,
And if we're trusting him,
yeah.
we're listening to him.
And I didn't freak
we're
out.
making those decisions without knowing why we're making the decisions.
Exactly.
But this is what I feel like God is telling me, so this is what I'm going to do. Then it just falls into place.
I absolutely did not freak out. I stayed praying the whole way, and God put that in my mind, and it worked out.
Yeah.
Now, it could have easily been me driving, and I would have freaked out.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
100%.
If I were on the side of the road with the kids, I would be
Yeah.
done.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my first instinct was to get mad at the enemy. I was just like, and then when the garage door, honestly, I was starting to get in my feels.
Mm-hmm.
The garage door didn't work. And I was like, devil.
Mm-hmm.
No. No. No.
Not today.
You better put those teeth away. Mm-mm.
Not today, Satan.
Get the shovel.
I'm getting my shovel.
Oh, no.
I
Anyway.
don't know why when I talk about animals, I go to a super hick place, but
Well, you're channeling.
you put
your,
them teeth away, I'm getting my shovel.
You're channeling your grandma.
I know.
I think that's it.
Probably.
You're just being your whole, it's everybody in your family.
I'm just being a low rants.
You're being a low rant.
I'm being a low rants.
I mean, that's a good place to be.
It is.
It's a low rant.
Yeah.
They're tough. That's a tough stock.
They really are. Oh my goodness.
So is Carol's family, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. You come from some tough people.
I do.
Some scrappy people.
Yeah. There is truth in that.
Scrappy, scrappy, scrappy.
Man. Okay.
Your mom would have taken care of it.
I don't know.
Back in the day, though, I think that she would have. Maybe not right now. But
I think more so right now than back in the day.
really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Mom, text me and tell me.
yeah.
She texts me all the time and answers the questions.
I
that
really
I'm asking
feel.
her.
I feel like Carol would handle the business.
She would.
Yeah, I can
She's
hear.
not a possum though.
I can hear her voice though. I
Yeah.
can hear her voice being like, "No,
no.
no,
And
we're gonna no."
because she puts out food for the birds.
Yeah.
To feed the birds, and then she was feeding a cat, and I don't
So
remember
she
if
wouldn't
she
be
was
afraid
trying
of
to
this
feed the
possum at
cat
all.
or if she was trying to feed the cat or not trying to feed the cat. I don't remember what she was, but she had cat food that she put out for a while, maybe like to keep the mice away.
Can you just hear her say, "Go on, go on,
Yeah.
go on now"?
They've got a fox. They've got an armadillo. They've got possums. They've got raccoons.
See, then she wouldn't have been afraid.
And they
of,
all come
yeah.
up in the yard and eat all the stuff that they throw out. So,
She purposefully has them.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
and she
This
probably
possum,
it's
was-
a city possum.
yeah.
That's an urban
it's,
possum.
it's an urban possum. And it's not just nicely sharing the kibble with the fox.
I am going to create an image of this urban possum with hoop earrings and fake nails.
A taxidermy possum.
No,
Sell it on eBay.
No, this one. This one is just.
I'm saying we'll make a taxidermy possum and sell it on
I
eBay.
need the screenshot of
that
your
TikTok
possum.
guy that you keep watching.
Yes. Oh, I know. It's true. It's so bad. Anyway, I think that Carol would handle it.
Yeah.
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 If she didn't want it in the yard. Now go on.
Gone. She would have probably hit it with the shovel.
Yeah.
I couldn't get to it. It was in a weird spot. Anyway, okay. Don't let the teeth scare you.
No. Don't focus on the teeth,
Don't focus on the teeth. Focus on what you know the truth to be.
which is that possum will eventually play dead.
Is that that possum will play dead. Get thee behind me.
Also, you are way bigger than that possum.
I am, but its teeth are sharper.
Way bigger. You have a shovel.
I did have a shovel. We do have full armor
You have a sword
With
of
a
the
sword
spirit.
with a sword
You
and a
have
shield
shovel of Jesus. Right there.
to extinguish all of those sharp teeth.
Yes. You got to go. You know, this is what you should have done. Gone back up to the porch and gone, okay, Lord. Shoes of peace, check. Belt of truth, check.
Right.
Breastplate of righteousness, check. Helmet of salvation, check.
If I had a helmet, I probably would have gone back out there. I
Shield
was
of
afraid
faith.
for my face.
Check. You know what you should have done? Gotten a hoodie and put a clear pot lid in the hoodie. And tied it up.
If I had have thought of it, I would. Where were you? You were on Marco Polo with me.
You have plenty of hoodies.
I do. I do. I like a good hoodie.
Shovel of justice. Check. And then, you know, as
Now.
Josh likes to say,
You show me those teeth.
the cape of love.
The cape of love.
He puts it on
Oh,
every day.
I
The
love
cape of
that.
love.
Oh.
I know. He adds it.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope that something that was said today
Something has resonated with
has
you.
resonated with you. Don't let those teeth fool you. Because everything that we know to be true is that it's all for show.
For show.
For show. It's for show.
It's got some
Focus on the truth of God's word.
razzle dazzle. Don't look at the shiny
Don't
object.
look at the shiny object.
Don't look at the laser pointer.
Squirrel.
What is it with you and vermin, though? Even
I don't know.
our spirit animal of our
Is a
friendship
hedgehog.
is a hedgehog.
I like the environments. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Anywho, stop looking at the teeth. I mean, you take your eyes off Jesus, you're going to sink in the ocean. You stay focused on him, you're going to walk on the water. So,
Boom.
don't look at the teeth. Remember that he's going to play dead and you're going to win because Jesus already won the victory.
Get your pot lid.
Get your pot lid, hold it up to your face with your hoodie, and get after it with the shovel.
You can also chop onions that way.
There you go. We have all kinds of tips for you today.
Tips and tricks. Okay, guys, we love you. Follow us on social media at Sendhelp Podcast. Check out our website, thesendhelppodcast.com. Go to our Facebook group, Friends of Sendhelp Podcast, and we will see you next week.